So I've been reading in my Bible, doing the Bible plan for a year with some friends and family, and I sometimes read ahead right now, but it's the beginning of the year, so we're in Genesis. So thinking back to Joseph, which Joseph is one of my favorite people in the Bible. I say that a lot because it's a lot of people that are my favorites in the Bible. Love the stories, but I was thinking about Joseph and how when Joseph was in prison, he had the nerve to ask the guys like what was wrong. So what makes me say like, why would Joseph even ask what is wrong? What is wrong? Like what kind of man who has been sold into slavery by his brother and loved ones, who hasn't seen his father, hasn't seen his brother, not counting all of Israel's sons, but including Benjamin, the one that his mom had, the one that he shared a mother with, hadn't seen him, being sold into slavery again, being falsely accused by a woman that he would not touch at all. Like, she like harassed Joseph like always, and the Bible says how attractive Joseph was. So let's just, you know what I'm saying, Joseph was attractive and intelligent. You just gotta think he was always special. He was always special. But he's falsely accused, thrown into prison, okay? And then he's asking these men, what's the matter? Like, why are you sad? Like, what's wrong with you? Mind you, he's in prison, falsely accused. He's already been sold into, he's been through so much. Like, he has to be like heartbroken, sad, all of these different feelings and emotions, you know what I mean? Like, he could have had like the attitude of, all of these bad things always happen to me. I'm always being falsely accused. Every time I think I'm headed up, something knocks me back, because that's what it seemed like in his life. Like, boom, something good, something bad, something good, something bad. But we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. So it was all good, but just imagine how he had to just... The point of me saying this is, everybody wants to go from the pit to the palace. Can your character even do that? Like, can your character even go from the pit to the palace? This man who's been falsely accused, who's been sold into slavery by his brothers simply because he's born special, and they probably had their reason, seeing that their dad was, the Bible says he was his favorite, like, because he was born in his old age. That too. But let's not forget that Jacob/Israel was in love with Rachel, and they had a love child. Leah was not the wife that he was trying to have. And so all these other babies, not that they weren't special or important, because all children are special, but it's just like, this child was like desired. It was, and this is the child that he had, the woman that he was in love with, and then they had a hard time even having him. So just imagine like the people who have a hard time having children, and then they finally have this baby and all of that stuff. So all of these things, again, he was always special. But for him to say, what's the matter? For him to consider what someone else was feeling, for him to see someone else's pain or discomfort or whatever, like, for him to even notice. And the fact that his character was the way that it was, like, he was able to tap into another gift, like, to interpret the dream. Like, character, like, his heart, like, and we know that that's a picture of Jesus, but it's just like, are you ready for the palace? Like, can you really go to the palace? Can you really, with all the craziness that's happened to you, all the things you've been through, can you really see someone else, look outside of yourself, see someone else, and be willing to help them or notice their pain or notice their hurt? Like, are you ready for the palace? And that's the question. Not just for other people, for myself. Like, is your character ready? It's like God was preparing him for each step. Like, every step, he was like the leader somewhere, because he was going to be the leader somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, so every stage, just from being the dreamer at home with, his brothers and his dad, from being sold into slavery, from going to Potiphar's house, to going to the prison, to going to the palace. But it was like God was like, okay, yeah, he can handle this level. Okay, he can handle this level. Okay, he can handle this level. And each level was like a different test. The Bible just blows my mind. I love it. So, yeah, let me go